Hello and welcome back to Cracking the Cryptic, and the lockdown content continues. I think this is the 99th day we've done 2 videos since the beginning of our lockdown. And if you'd said to me at the time that began that we would reach Tau Day, well, I would have wanted to say never, we'll never get that far, but I would have actually said, what is Tau Day? Tau Day was yesterday, in fact, and Tau is 2 pi, and arguments rage, Simon tells me, in mathematical circles about whether Tau, twice pi, is actually the more important organic irrational number that defines the relation between a circle and its circumference. Because Pi Day has become 3/14, i.e. the 14th of March, therefore Tau Day is the 28th of June, and we received 2 puzzles commemorating Tau Day. Simon's done one earlier today, I believe, and this is Ard van der Vettering's take on Tau Day. He sent Simon a Pi Day puzzle which involved the digits of pi in the circle, and this is exactly the same but with the digits of Tau. Now, it's incredible to me that either of these numbers could form a basis in this pure way for a puzzle. And there is one slight cheat. You will notice if you either know the digits of Tau to, how many? 7, 9, 12, 14, 17, 19 places, or if you saw Simon's puzzle earlier today, that there is an annoying 0 in Tau as there isn't in the first 19 digits of pi. Now, Ard has, I think, very reasonably replaced that 0 with the most similar looking digit, a 9, here in the grid. And other than that, we are seeing 6.28, 318, 530, 7179, 58, 64769, which, as you mathematicians all know, is Tau to 19 places. And so the Sudoku apparently solves with just a king restriction rule. So normal Sudoku rules apply, and digits cannot touch the same digit diagonally like that. A 1 could not be in this cell. It could be in this, well, it could be in this cell and still be diagonal, but it's not touching. So what's sometimes called no-touch Sudoku, but we know it as king Sudoku, and this is Ard van der Vettering's take on Tau Day. Now, just before I start, a quick mention of the Sudoku Hunt number 2 that we released a couple of days ago, garnering very positive reviews. If I'm honest, you know, it's gone down very well, and if you're a Patreon and you're waiting to give it a try, don't wait much longer, it's fun. Anyway, there we go. So all of that said, do try this puzzle on the link below the video. As I said, it's a king Sudoku, and I'm going to try now, so let's get cracking. We've got 3s in this column, so I'm going to pencil mark some 3s in. Ooh, nothing down columns 4, 5, 6. 6s must be there because of these 2 6s in column 3. Let's have a look across the rows. 6 there as well. Lots of 6s in Tau, which is helpful. Oh, not a lot else though. 9s there. Ah, and 7s. Now we get a digit, because 7s there and there are ruling out all of those cells for 7, and this 7 is ruling out that one. That one's already got a placed one, so we can put 7 in, and that fixes 6 thanks to the pencil marks. Now we know that 4 is a bit more restricted than we thought before, so I'm going to put a 4 in the corner there, 4 in one of those accordingly. Now we can use the fact that there are 3 consecutive cells filled in these boxes. 7, 5, 6 here. So 5 has to be in one of these 2 cells, and therefore in one of these 3. I'm going to pencil mark 3 in this puzzle. Now 8. Thanks to the king's move, that's ruled out of all of those. And 8's over there, ruling it out of that. So we can actually place an 8 and another one. You can see why here, because this 8 and this 8 are ruling out those by normal Sudoku. This one again by king Sudoku is getting that cell and this one is picking that one up. Now we can place 8 again. Can we finish 8s? No, not quite. No, we can't. Okay, so there's an 8 in one of those two, an 8 in one of those two because of that 8 and that 8, and 8 in one of those two. But that was quite a nice excursion into 8s. Now, what else can we do? So 5 here can't be in any of those, so it must be in one of these two. Ah, and one of these two pairing up with the 8 that we just placed, and that puts the 3 up here. So let's take out the, oops, the corner pencil marks. There we go. 58937. No, it doesn't do anything else, but that's nice. Now that 3 must be up here in box 8 and down here in box 7. That could still be 1 or 2. Okay. Now 7, looking up here, one of those two spaces, and then somewhere in column 9 in the top. 1, that's ruling out all of those cells in box 6, so we can put 1s in those 2 little dominoes. Now, I haven't tried anything up. Oh, 9, I didn't catch that while we were around here. So 9 is restricted to those. Ah, that gets rid of it out of that cell, and now we know that 9 in column 1 must be here. Sorry, up at the top, 9's ruled out of all of those, so 9's being quite helpful here. 9 there. Ooh. Yes, 9 in one of those, and this 9 is ruled out of all of those, so it must be there. That's not a 9, that places 9 up here. Yes, and look at this box. These two cells, they're a naked pair, if I can use that term. We've restricted 6, 8 and 7 in the box because of, well, 7 because it has to be here and here. So these two aren't 7. They're also not 6, 2, 8, 9 because of the row, or 1, 3 because of the box. So they are a 5, 4 pair. That fixes this 4 and actually places it into row 3, column 3. That doesn't help with anything else. Now, oh yeah, 1, 3 and 7 along here, and we know that the middle one is the 7 because of these 7s. So this is not a possible 5 anymore. That means we've got a 5, 8 pair in these two. That's lovely. So now I can place a 2 here. Oh yes, that's nice. So 7, 2, 6, 8, 9, 5, nothing else. 2 is in one of these two cells in column 3 because it's not up here. Now they're both seeing this cell. I don't know if that's going to help us. I mean, it's not very restricted. At the moment could be 1, 3 or 7. What about up here? Oh, where's 2 up here? Yes, it's in one of those. And again, yeah, I mean, that's interesting. We're left in this box with these pairs of digits. Actually, let's fill them in the center of the cell because they're the only candidates for those two cells. And I'm beginning to think that we might need candidates written into cells in this puzzle because it's not giving anything up. Now 4 has to be down here in this column. This is either 2 or 6. This one I can see is 4 or 6. Oh, and this one, yeah, those 2s are also looking at this cell, 853197. That's 4 or 6. Like that one. Is that useful? Where could 6s go? Here, here, here. Would have to be here. And here. Yeah, that's quite possible. Could they all be 4s? Yes. I think they could. Oh, that would have to. Oh, no, they couldn't. But they could be different though, so that's not actually all that helpful. They couldn't both be 4s. Interesting. Maybe the fact that one of them is a 6. This cell doesn't... They're both looking at that cell, but that's not restricted at all. So, I don't know. That felt interesting. Didn't turn out to be very interesting. Now, 1 here is looking at those 2 cells. So 1 is in one of those 2, and 2, it's restricted to those. But that doesn't actually sort anything out. And again, actually we've got a pattern very similar to that one of all 4 digits shared out amongst 4 cells in different combinations in each. So let's just remove the... I don't know, I'm struggling to find much else to be doing here. 2, 6, 8, 5, 9, they're very unrestricted there. 104 is in one of those 2. 1 is in one of those 2. Okay, there are things. 3 is limited to those 2 by that 1. But 7 and 5, not very limited up there. So what about 2 here? Not very limited at all. Could be in any of those 5 as far as I can see. This is getting tricky. Oh, now this one is a 1-2 pair as well. 9, 4, 8, 7, 5, 6 in the column and 3 in the row. That's 1, 2, or 3. Oh, okay, that's interesting. This cell, yeah, I'm starting to wonder where is 2 in this box. Has to be in one of those 3 cells because of this 2. Now, if it was in this one, yeah, that's a problem. Oh my goodness, that's a problem because both of these 2 would have to be 1, because if this was a 2, it would see them both, and that can't be because there's not room then for a 1 up there if both of those are 1s. So what I'm saying is, if this is a 2, it makes this a 1 by the king's move, that makes this a 1, and this doesn't have any candidates. Or similarly, if that's a 2, that makes this a 1, and this doesn't have any candidates. So this is not a 2, and we know this isn't because of that. So 2 now is restricted to those 2 cells in box 8, which is great because it knocks this out. I've never seen this logic in a King Sudoku. Trust Ard van der Wettering to come up with something that novel. I mean, if one can say that he's come up with it, has he just got... He hasn't just got lucky because of Tau. I mean, we've allowed him to choose a 9 there instead of the 0, but I mean, that's brilliant. That's so unexpected. Now that 6, just before I look up the column, which I think is going to be useful, that 6 is seeing all of those cells, so that makes that a 6. It restricts 6 to these cells. Now I am looking up the column, and that takes 6 out of this, so we can resolve all of these, which we could also have resolved by noting that 2 was looking up the column at them as well. Now that 8, I mean, this has unlocked the whole thing, I think. This is amazing. That is such surprising logic. Oh. I mean, that was an effective knight's move we created, where that 1 and 2 couldn't be the same by a knight's move because there are 1s up here. I've never seen that in a King Sudoku before. It's a weird chess interaction going on. And I mean, I've solved a lot of chess Sudokus. I've tested all the chess Sudokus for our... I've tested all the King Sudokus for our chess Sudoku app. I've never seen logic like that used before. Maybe it wasn't necessary in this one, and no doubt you'll tell me if I'm totally missing something, but that was fascinating. Now look at this as well, 3, 5, 9, all looking at this cell, which can't be 7, 8, 6 or 2 in its column either. That is 1 or 4. which gives us a weird little 1-4 pair in this column now. 2, 1, 4, 8, 6, 7. This is 3 or 5, and this is 3 or 9. Maybe that's not even going to help, but that was a strange find too. I mean, it's amazing. Sorry, that 8 has sorted out this pair down here, 8, 5, and that sorts out the 4, 5 up there. So the 4 now has resolved this 6, 7 and 2 here. Don't necessarily know the order, in fact. 1, 4, 9 here. Now, let's put them all in. Take out the corner marks because they're not very helpful anymore. Take some out up there as well. Now, that can't be 1 by King's Move. That can't be 4 by normal Sudoku. That can't be 9 by King's Move. So we've got an interesting little triple there. Triple down here. Did we ever get this resolved? No, not really. Right, so we're still not finished. What a puzzle. Sixes. 4 sixes looking into the central box. So we know that 6 is here. 4, 8, 5, 1, 3, 7, 2. That's 1, 3 or 9. No, I don't know which one. 7, 4, 6, 8. I mean, as I say, I may have missed stuff as we've gone along, but I have the feeling I haven't missed all that much. I do think this is a remarkably tricksy puzzle in a way. Now, what's going on down here? Surely we can do something in here. 8, 6, 9, 7, 5, 9, 7, 1. This is 2 or 4. No, I don't see how to resolve that immediately. I must have missed something somewhere. Oh, maybe we can use the fact that 2 digits are looking into this cell. So those 5 is in one of those 2 cells. So these can't be 5 by King's Move. No, not that. But it's something like, oh no, 5 could be there as well, couldn't it? So it's 3 looking at those 2 cells. This 3 is looking at all of those. But that could still just be 3. Okay, so we are not finished now. 5 and 9, they don't look very helpful there because nothing is reaching in from boxes 1 or 7 to affect them. 5 is restricted to those 2. Ah, okay, so those can't be 5. That 5 rules out all of those. Oh, yes, that is very interesting. Okay, we put 2 in one of these cells, didn't we? So 2 can't be in there. And that means 2 is in one of these cells. And now that is interesting because we've got a little X-wing of 2s. It must be in those cells in columns 3 and 4. And therefore, that's locked up all the possible 2s in rows 4 and 6 from other cells. This can't be a 2, must be a 7. Wow, is that what we needed to do? Incredible, incredible. So that puts 7 in row 5 here. 7 here, sorts out this triple. Oh, that's lovely as well. I mean, what a puzzle this is. It just keeps on giving you something. 8, 6, 7. Surely we're finished now. And yet, apparently not quite. What am I missing now? 1, 7, 6, 8 in the middle. Now 2 is restricted over there. 3, well, could be in any of those, couldn't it? Although that does mean that 3 couldn't be here by King's Move. 9 could, yeah, that's really interesting. 9 is eliminated from those 2 by that 9. Therefore, 9 is in one of those 3 cells, and that means this one can't be 9 in a King's Sudoku, because one of them must touch it somehow. Unbelievable. What a puzzle. This is lovely, really lovely. Now, so where does 1 go? over here. Could still be there, couldn't it? That's not 1 though, that's 3 or 9. 4 now is in one of those two. I'm sure oh, 9. No, 9 could still be in one of those. This is amazing. It's amazing how this keeps on holding out. Oh, right. Is this right? That I've reduced that to not being a 3? Yes, 3 and 9 both see that now. So that's 5. Okay, that was a bit more straightforward than I was allowing. Thank goodness. Right, 3 in the center. Now we can start picking off the other numbers. 9 must be here in the central box. 5 and 2 are both touching that. These are 2 and 5. And although I can't see immediately, oh look, that 1 has resolved the 3-1 pair up there. Okay, that pulls everything off. Wow, that was an absolute workout. What a brilliant puzzle. And I mean, and yet I'm still marveling at the fact that it's possible to make a puzzle just by writing Tau in the grid, doing a king's move constraint, and then just it works. It's a form of magic. It really is a form of magic. So maybe that is proving that Tau is the more important number than pi in some celestial way. I don't know. I love that puzzle. That's really clever. Thank you. Well, thanks to Ard for sending it, as always, via his friend Ard, weirdly. And thanks to Simon for letting me do an Ard van der Vettering puzzle. It was a real benefit for me. I hope you enjoyed that. And see you again tomorrow for issue 100 of our lockdown bonuses. So thanks very much for following. Hope to see you again soon on Cracking the Cryptic. Bye for now.